Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to create effortless power in your downswing with these three moves. All right, guys, so let's talk about how to create effortless power in your downswing with these three moves. Now, before we dig into that, I do want to let you know this episode, this show, this video is sponsored by Hole 19, our partner. Now, a lot of you guys are going to know what Hole 19 is because there's 1.5 million people who use it. Okay, 1.5 million, it's ridiculous. It's an app on your phone that you can use, and it does a bunch of different things that I like to use when I go play, and I would recommend that you guys do. First things first, you can track your stats, which not enough of you guys do and you should be doing right on your phone. There's a GPS for the golf courses right on your phone. There's specials and deals on tee times right on the app on your phone. And there's a big, huge community of, like I said, 1.5 million people on there. We post some videos, we share some stuff on there as well outside of just here. So I highly recommend that you check it out. The link will be in the description down below Hole 19. Now, let's talk about 3 ways during your downswing to create effortless power. If you guys were smart and watched our last video on creating effortless power during the backswing, hopefully you're set up now to create some action during your downswing. Good news is the pieces that you need to put in to create effortless power during your downswing are very similar but opposite, see what I did there, to the pieces in your backswing. So during our downswing, how do we create power? There's 3 parts. So I'm going to go over these 3 things. I'm going to give you feels and drills for each and explain why they're important. The first thing, okay, I'm going to sound like a broken record, in terms of creating speed and power in any sport or activity as a human being is transferring pressure in your feet and utilizing the ground, okay? Simply put, if I were to swing a golf club, my feet were not on the ground and I swung all arms and hands, not swinging very fast. Fortunately for us, feet are on the ground. I can use the ground to create speed. How I do that is by transferring pressure laterally, away from and towards the target, and also down and up, okay? So what I want to focus on is creating pressure in the feet during the downswing into your left foot. If I were to take a normal setup, 50-50, and we go up to the top of the swing, similar to our last video, where I get to about 70, maybe even 80, 60, 70, 80% in my right foot, not mass, just pressure in the feet. I need to shift that pressure from my right side into my left side as I turn. So the act of shifting the pressure and my body floating a little bit forward is a speed generator. So there's 2 parts to this. One is I need to go forward and around. I'm not going just forward. I'm not going just around. I'm going forward and around, okay? So forward and around with my pressure initially allows me to later on push out of the ground and extend up and create the speed, which is where the speed gets generated. I'm not creating speed when I'm going down and forward. I'm creating potential to create speed. Where the speed comes from is continuing to go around, but then pushing up and out of the ground lay. So you need to be applying pressure into your left foot early in your downswing. How much of that should you do? It depends on where you're coming from. If you normally slide too much here like this and push off your right side early and have way too much lateral, should I say to you, hey dude, you need to feel more pressure into your left leg? Of course not. If you're someone who hangs too far back on your right side, do you need to feel more than the first guy or gal? Absolutely, obviously you do. What I'm looking for is going from 80% on your right, gradually shifting to the left till about last parallel, continuing to shift left, but from last parallel to the finish position from about here during my downswing, I'm pushing out. I'm still working up and to the left and extending into my follow through. So it's pushing down and forward as I'm rotating and then pushing up and out is the literal, okay? For most of you, I just want you to feel that you get into your left foot towards your left heel and then extend up and out. So pressure goes into the left foot, left heel, and then you extend it up and out. And that's going to be a speed generator. Now, is that overly complicated for some of you? Maybe, maybe not, okay? But what I'm thinking is here, pressure into the left heel early. I don't want into the toes. This is effortless power. Into the toes creates too much work. I want into the middle of the foot towards the left heel, push down and around, and then extend up and out. So I'm pushing down and around, and then out. I'll demonstrate that one more time. Good. And that feels really good for me. I like that feel. So that's part number one with the feet. Okay, you simply can't create a lot of speed if you don't use your feet properly. It is what it is. Now the second part during the downswing is the shoulder tilt, okay, and specifically right side bend during my downswing. So what I mean by that, if I were to take this stick, I'll put this right here, and I'll use my club across my shoulders. During my downswing, do I make a swing where my shoulders are perfectly level, like this? Do you see good players do this? Or do they have a little bit of right side bend as they're turning? Is their right shoulder lower than their left during their downswing? That should be a unanimous yes, their right shoulder is lower than their left. And what that is right side bend. Just like the backswing video, we said left side bend goes along with extension. Left side bend goes along with extension, and extension is a speed and power move. Well, guess what? Right side bend goes along with extension. Right side bend goes along with extension, and extension still is a power move and speed move. So if I can get my right shoulder a little bit lower as I go around, as I'm turning, it's easier for me to create extension into the follow through and create more speed effortlessly, right? So as I come down here, I'm gonna create a little drill here for you, and how much should that go down? How much should my right shoulder go down during the downswing? So we're gonna switch over to the down the line view, and I'll show you a drill for that. So shoulder tilt and right side bend during the downswing. Now how I set this drill up in terms of a feel for you guys, I have my golf ball, and then I have our little orange alignment rod representing the ball target line. And then I put a second ball about a foot outside. I wear size 12.5 shoes, so that's about a foot out. I think that works like that, outside of the golf ball. So now this is my safety zone for my right shoulder. Now what I'll do, I'll just use my club here, put my club across my shoulders. I'm gonna take my setup, and during my downswing, by the time I get to impact, I want to feel, it's a little exaggerated, in my eyes, the butt of the club is about halfway between those two golf balls. Now, can I add a little bit more right side bend and go more towards the ball? I can. It's going to give me a little steeper shoulder angle, which you can play with. You have to match pieces to that. I don't really want the shoulders tilted drastically outside of that. You can add a little bit more right side bend for speed. So there's different patterns here, but as a stock, there's a foot there. I want the butt of the club to go about between those two. Some of you who don't normally do that are going to feel like a little, like you're oblique here on the right side, like you're doing a little ab crunch. And what I want you to feel here too is the amount of chest rotation, how open you feel. So this feel, I get the butt of the club between those two balls, your chest should feel like it's wildly open, pointed at the target. I want you to feel like you're like that at impact if we want to produce effortless power. So what I'll do is I'll do that feel. I got my club, I don't know where I'm going. I'll take this out, and I'm gonna hit a ball with that same feel, okay? So I'm feeling this, trying to reiterate, okay, what do I feel when I'm doing it? I got the stick in, okay, I feel a little bit of a crunch here. I feel like I'm tilted over a little more than normal. Okay, let me go ahead and try that. Got my video or something set up so I can confirm what I'm actually doing, because we can't feel that. And I'll go ahead and try one. And I'll say, oh, wow. That feels really good, I like that a lot, or no, that's not good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and check my video, give myself feedback. And I'll do that once or twice, right? I'll flip this around, I'll come down, I'll get that in between those two, feel what that feels like, feel like I'm like that at impact. I'll pop back in there, I'll go ahead and try that again. It's like a little right side crunch. And for me, that's another one that feels really good. So that's the second part in terms of how the shoulders tilt. If I can add some right side bend with the feet, I'm in really good shape, but there's one more piece here, and that's how the shaft works during the downswing. Okay, the last piece of creating effortless speed during our downswing is how the shaft works. I brought our friend the Noodle in here to serve as a little swing station. Now, what do I mean about the shaft? So in the backswing, we said getting the shaft more vertical during the backswing allows you to get it more horizontal during the downswing. which creates effortless speed and power. Effortless is the key word there. If I make a backswing where I get too horizontal, I'm gonna come steeper. The point is, during my downswing, if I take the shaft and I swing down on a steeper angle like this, can I play golf? Yes. Is this more force or more effort to create speed in this pattern than this pattern? Yes. This pattern, where the shaft goes more horizontal, is more effortless. This pattern where it goes steeper, you have to put more force in to fix it late. So yes, a more horizontal shaft is effortless power. Now I put this in, this is the same station that we've had about 900 million times in other videos, how to hit a draw video, how to shallow your downswing, any of those videos this is in. It's the same one because it works well, okay? So when we set this up, we set that up. When I make a backswing, if I go to first parallel, the edge of this noodle, I have it a little bit difficult. I have the edge of this noodle is just above and on the same line as where the shaft is here. The point of that is so during my downswing, I want to be just inside. Here's parallel. I want to be just inside of that as I deliver the club if I want effortless speed and power. So you can refer to those other drills in terms of how to set this up. I put it about 1/2 to 3/4 of the way, just kidding, I'm going to explain it all now. 1/2 to 3/4 of the way down the shaft from this angle, and from here again, just inside of sort of my toe line, and it's angled up appropriately. So what do I do with this? I hit balls, and I try and miss the noodle, and I gather feels just like all of the other things and drills, and then I give myself feedback and check it. So for me, this feels a little bit inside on the way down and through. We'll go ahead and give that a feel. And I'm probably going to start slow and build my way up, and I'm trying to shallow the shaft and create a feel. So that feels pretty good for me. Now, as I'm doing these drills, guys, I'm giving you 3 things to look for. Am I making swings where I'm pressing into my left foot, I'm adding right side bend, I'm coming here and saying, no, okay? I'm doing one of these 3, maybe 2 of them max, and I'm seeing which ones work for me. I'm giving myself feedback. I see where I need to improve, and I'm going through and doing them. So these are the 3 things. You guys should couple this with an in-person lesson with someone by you, or an online lesson with me, or cogornogolf.com. We have a 7-day free trial to try. You need feedback with your swing from someone who knows what they're doing. This is good general info, but that would take things to another level. If you want to create speed, pressure in the left foot towards the heel, push down and around, and then push up. The right shoulder needs to go down for right side bend and get your body open, and you need to shallow the shaft. Those are 3 different feels, 3 different drills. Couple this with those backswing pieces. You guys should be in business in terms of creating speed. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave a comment down below. Another reminder, on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week, we will be going live. If you guys have any questions about this, want to hit the ball farther, come check it out. So thank you guys. Hey guys, if you liked today's video, please do me a favor, click the like button down below. Click the notification bell if you haven't. Also, please subscribe. Another reminder, cogornogolf.com is up and live. If you guys want more instruction from me, tailored for you, go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching.